So let's make a slip knot. Make a loop and then you twist it, and then you grab the string that's on the bottom like that. Then you get your hook, and we need to chain 69. So this is how I hold it, and then I just bring my needle to the left and over. It's kind of hard to see with black yarn. Okay. So just bring your needle over to grab it, and just bring it down. Okay, so do this 69 times. Okay, now that we have 69 stitches, we are supposed to work in the back loops, and usually you just go through like this, but it wants to do the back loops. So do you see these bars? This one and this one. That's what we're gonna go through. So okay, so this is what mine looks like so far, and I'm going to change it. As you see that if you knit through only the back loop, it kind of makes this bump, kind of 3D looking, like a mountain. And I don't know, to me it just looks like an afghan made into a clutch, and I don't really like it. And in this picture, what she did, she went through both of the loops instead of the back loop, and I think it makes it look more polished and clean. So I'm going to start over, and this is great because it's so much easier, especially when you have the chains instead of going through this little dash in the back. I'm going to show you in white because it's easier to see. So yeah, you just go through the braid like this, and then you do your single crochet and go through just like that. Okay, and then when we turn it, see our braid, we're supposed to go through the back loop. That's what you would do, but we're going to go through both just like that. Okay, so you can do it either way, but I think going through both loops will make it more polished looking. Hey guys, although my preference is to go through both loops, some of you may still want to do it the way it says in the pattern, which is through the back loop. So I'm still going to show you how to do it that way. I know it might be confusing, but now you know how to do it both ways. Alright, have fun! So we need to go into the second chain. So this is one chain, and this is the second chain. And we just find that loop in the back. Okay, and then we single crochet twice. So then we go through both of them. Okay, and now we put our needle in that hole, and then we take the yarn through it and wrap it around and do it again. And now we single crochet in each of next 9 chains. So do you see where my bars are, those little bumps? So the next 9 stitches That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And 9. Okay, and then we skip the next 2 chains, which is 1, 2. So we're going to be going through your next one, and then single crochet in each of next 10 chains, just like we were doing. So do this 10 more times. Okay, and see how I kind of did the V? Neat. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 single crochet in the next chain. So if I'm like, oh, where's the next one? I go to my braid, and then I flip it over, and then, oh, there's the bump. And that's what I pick up. And so I'm going to single crochet this 3 times. So there's 1, and then I just go through the same hole again. 2, see the hole? And 3. Okay, and then I do the single crochet in the next 10 stitches. And 10. Yay! And now we skip the next 2 chains, and then we repeat where that asterisk is. And then you should have 3 of these ripples. They look like Charlie Brown's shirt. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do row 2 in the white color because it'll be a lot easier to see. Okay, so we chain 1, and then we turn our work, and then now we are going to 2 single crochet in our first stitch. So our first stitch is this one. So 1, and see the hole? I go through it again. And 2. Okay, now we single crochet 9 more times. Okay, so since it's going down, you know that you're going to be skipping 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and then we go into the next one. And we are going to single crochet 10 times. And now that we're getting to the tip, we know to do 3 single crochets. Well, that was 1. We go through the same loop. 2, go through the same loop. And 3. And that's how you do row 2. So now we're going to go down 10 more times, and then we skip these 2. Go single crochet 10 more times, and then 3 single crochets up here. Back down 10, 2 single crochets here, then we come back up here, and our last stitch is going to be 2 single crochets, and then we chain 1, and then we do it all over again. Okay, so this is how you change color. Okay, so I still have to do my last single crochet, 'cause you have to do 2 single crochet. I've done 1. Now I have to do the second one. So I go through and I pull this over, and now I have 2 strands. So we get our second color yarn and we put it on like a loop, and then we go through both of those strands. Okay? And we're not cutting off this yarn, the black yarn or your first color yarn, because we're just going to keep it on the side. And that's how you change the color. We are going to chain 1. And I chained both of those just a little stay. Okay? And then we turn it over, and then we are just going to repeat row 2. Here, okay, and have your yarn just on the back side. Okay, so I've done 12 ripples, so 12 of black, white, black, white, black, white, and now it's time to fill in the ripples. So I haven't finished my last single crochet because I'm changing the color, so I'm going through it with my black color, okay? Now, for row 1, you chain 1, and then we turn, and then we skip our first stitch, which is this one, and then we single crochet in the next 9 stitches. Okay, we skip the next 2 stitches and we single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So we have done your 9 single crochets, and now we are on row 2. So we chain 1, and then we turn, and we skip our first stitch, which it would be this one right here, and we single crochet in the next 7 stitches. And then we skip the next 2 stitches and we single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Okay, and then we chain 1, and then we turn it over. For row 3, skip your first stitch and you single crochet. This is our first stitch. We single crochet in the next 5. And then you skip those 2 stitches in the middle, then you single crochet the next 5, okay? Okay, so I just did row 5. Now for row 6 it says to chain 1, and then return, and then it says skip first stitch and slip stitch and last stitch. So I think this would be, I believe, our first stitch, and we're just supposed to slip stitch in this next one. So that means we go through both loops. Okay, and then we're done with that one. So, not too familiar with crochet and how to fasten off, but I just do it like I knit. I just leave a long enough strand so I can weave in the end, and I cut it and I pull it out, and then I will weave this in. I believe you can like kind of do that, go through on the end, and then you'll want to go back through and then just keep going and then cut it. Okay, now we're going to start the next fill-in ripple. So in order, I'm trying to figure out where am I supposed to start. So by what they've said, you are going to skip the next 2 single crochets, right? Which is always these 2. So you know 1, 2. So, and then it says to do 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're supposed to single crochet into this one first. So I have 1, 2, 3, it looks like. I don't know if you can see. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm on the next one. So I'm going to flip it over, and starting on this side, and I grab my yarn, and I'm doing the tail as well so that it doesn't come out. So that's my first single crochet, and now this is when we single crochet in the next 8 single crochets. Does that make sense? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skip these 2 and then start again doing the next 8. Sorry, it's so redundant. I know you guys are sick of watching me. Okay, so we just did 8 single crochets, skip these 2, and then you're actually supposed to do 9 single crochets on this last one. That would make sense because we did our first single crochet over here by putting on the new yarn. So we have 9 and 9. Okay, and then after that, you are just repeating rows 2 and 6. Okay? So skipping the first single crochet, you go into the next one. Alright? If you need to follow along again, then click here and it'll take you back to row 2. Okay, so I folded it, and this is about 5 inches for me. And do you see how I kind of have maybe an inch or so kind of left up here where it creases? And then this is a little wavy, and I like it to be straight edge. I just think it would look nicer. So I'm going to do, I still haven't cut my white yarn, my second color yarn. It's still there, so I'm just going to go and do a single crochet, maybe 2 rows, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to do that before we sew the ends. or the outside edges. And just bring it up to the top and do single crochet. Okay, so we'll probably do, I don't know how many rows. I'll let you know. Okay, so I already did one side, and this is what it looks like. I turned it inside out and sewed it so that on the outside it looks good. Looks like that. Okay, so I cut a strand of yarn. The bird is talking. And you want to sew them together, not like that. They have to be even, all black and all white, or else it's not gonna look good. Okay, and I just went through, like, do you see that hole? And then when I went all the way once, I went back just so that there's not any holes. Okay, and this is how you sew the sides.